So a lot of you were commenting on my video about endurance in marriage when I said marriage is not meant to make you happy. This is why. This is what I meant in further detail. So coming up in a couple weeks, I'll be celebrating 18 years of marriage. I'm blessed and to have a beautiful wife who loves me, respects me, and ultimately loves me and whatever, right? Grateful for her. But what I've learned over these years is that if you get married primarily for the reason to be happy, you will be let down. You will be let down if you got married thinking that if I get married, I will be happy. You will be let down. This person that you married is a sinner. This person that you married has flaws, has issues, has addictions, has different things wrong with them that you may or may not know or may come out in the future. And God has placed you in their life to help them become the better version of them. I know I'm gonna get some pushback because in today's day, it's like, no, you need to be yourself and I need to be myself put together and we come together. That's how we're gonna be great. No, guys, no. Marriage is seasonal. Marriage is so seasonal. You get together and everything's great. You guys are more physical. Y'all traveling, y'all doing y'all thing. Then you have a kid, right? That changes. So your physical life is going to change because her body's going to change. Her needs are going to change. Her, she's going to be focused on the baby a lot. You know what I mean? And so you go through that season of marriage and, oh my gosh, the husband loses his job. So now you got the little baby, the husband lost his job. Now, wife, you got to do more hours or pick up more, whatever. And he's looking for a job. And that's a season there. That's another season. Then, God forbid, y'all on easy street for a while. The little baby's about 4 years old now, about to go to school. Everything's good. Somebody gets sick. Somebody has a crazy diagnosis. And now things are a lot different. A lot different. This vibrant person that you married is no longer that. This person is bedridden now. This person is in the bed. This person can't really care for themselves now. What are you going to do? You gonna leave? Oh, that's right, because you got married because you thought this was all about happiness. No, it's not. God's design for marriage is to make us holy, to make us more Christ-like. Can I read something? Can I read Ephesians 5? If you have a Bible, turn to Ephesians 5. Starting at verse 22, it says, "Wives, submit to your own husbands as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, as also Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be subject to their own husbands in everything." So you already can see Paul is telling us there's a correlation there of marriage and Christ and the church. There's a correlation there. Let's continue. Verse 25. "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her, that he might sanctify her and cleanse her with the washing of the water by the word." Does that sound like happiness to y'all? "That he might present her to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that she should be holy and without blemish." So husbands ought to love their own wives, right, as their own bodies. "He who loves his wife loves himself." Verse 29, "For no one has hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it, just as the Lord does the church." Do I need to say anything else, guys? It's very clear. There's a correlation there between marriage and the church. And as a man, I am commanded in Scripture to sanctify my wife by the washing of the water with the word, and to present her holy to God, right? And I hope you guys get this. I truly do, because some of you are going to get married for the wrong reasons, and your marriage is going to be ended. It's going to end because you got married thinking that this is all about being happy, when you didn't realize you married a sinner just like yourself. And the same grace that God has upon you, you should have upon your partner. Now, does this mean you're supposed to put up with abuse? No. Okay, get out. If somebody's putting their hands on you, get out. Does this mean that you're supposed to put up with infidelity? No. Leave the marriage. Leave the marriage. But if you leave in the marriage because y'all just can't get along, or because he lost his job, or because she's sick, or because she had 2 kids and now she's acting a little different, brother, that's not why you got married. You didn't get married primarily for your happiness. That's not why you got married. Marriage is not meant for just for you to be happy. That's it. That's the only thing. I'm happy when I'm playing NBA 2K, right? That happiness does not sustain us. Joy does. Holiness does. Happiness does not sustain us. And when you look up the definition of holy, it says here, I'm on Google on my iPad, and it says holy, dedicated or consecrated to God or a religious purpose, sacred. I like the word sacred. Another word is set apart. Angelic, blessed, consecrated, dedicated, devoted, devout, faultless, glorified, God-fearing, God-like, godly, immaculate. All of these things means holy. And this is the purpose of marriage. This is the purpose of it. Now, some of you are gonna listen to this and say, so I'm supposed to be miserable? I'm supposed to be miserable. The whole marriage, no, man. When you are holy, when you are in a marriage that's consecrated before God, and when you are walking out your vows and loving your spouse like Christ loved the church, happiness is a byproduct of that. Joy is a byproduct of that. Happiness is, the reason why I don't like the word happiness is because happiness fades. Happiness fades. It will fade. Your partner, your husband, your wife will upset you and you won't be happy. Okay? You will not be happy all the time. But joy will sustain you. Holiness will sustain you. What is your marriage built on? What is it built on? Did you get married because of money? Did you get married because of security? Did you get married because this person is super attractive and you just, oh my gosh, that's going to fade too. All that's going to fade. So what are we getting married for? Why? What are we getting married for? What is the thing that's going to sustain us when hard times come? And they will come. And I'm telling you, loved ones, happiness will fade. So you need something that you're going to stand on in tough times. And that's the scriptures. And that's what the Lord has already revealed to us. It says, husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for her. Gave himself for her? Do you remember what Christ did for the church? He died for the church. He literally died for the church, guys. He died. So, newsflash, gave himself that he might sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word, not having spot or blemish or any such thing, that she should be holy and without blemish, or set apart, different, consecrated to God, right? So husbands are to love their own wives as their own bodies. And he loves his wife. He who loves his wife loves himself. Man, and I'm going to keep reading. This is a great mystery. I'm going to skip down to verse 32. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Nevertheless, let each one of you in particular love his own wife as himself. He says this again. And let the wife see that she respects her husband. If we build our marriage on Ephesians 5:22 to 32, these are the marriages that last. There's a reason why your grandparents was married for 50 years, 25 years, 35 years. Because they were tapped into something else. See, we live in a time now where as soon as you get unhappy, you're ready to bounce. As soon as this husband makes you upset, you're ready to go. As soon as she loses her body that she had, because she had 3 kids, you ready to go. You're ready to go cheat now. All of these things, guys. And I'm trying to tell you, marriage is a picture of Christ and the church. And if we embody that in our marriage, if we put Christ in the center of our marriage, you will have a long-lasting marriage. And it does not mean, that you don't continue to do the work. My wife and I have been married it'll be 18 years in a couple weeks, like I said. And we still have therapy. We still have long conversations and hard conversations. And it's an ongoing work. It's an ongoing work. It's a beautiful work, because what's on the other side of it is beautiful. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love the life we've built together, but it has not been easy. And if you want a successful marriage, and you look at couples that you look up to and say, oh my gosh, I want to be just like them, they are enduring. Don't let the smiles on Instagram fool you. They are enduring. You have no idea what some couples have been through and what they've had to learn to endure with one another, right? So don't have this microwave viewpoint about marriage. Marriage is sacred, and don't jump into it if you're not ready to endure. That's all I'm saying. You're going to be put in a position where you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose a lot, because marriage is seasonal. Anyway, I don't want to keep going. I hope this helps you. God bless you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you want more content like this, let me know. I may go into a deeper dive with my wife on my Patreon. So make sure you subscribe over there too. God bless you guys. See you soon.